So today we have come to the Vintage Museum, or the Geraldine Vintage Car and Machinery Club Museum, here in my Ford Fairmont. Different camera, wider angle lens, new experiences. Not sure where the microphone is on this finger if I'm covering it up, but we'll go and see what we can find inside. Well, here we go then. Bit of light flickering going on by the look of it. That's not ideal. Willys Overlands here. Must have been some of the earliest cars here. 1912. Quite impressive. And this is the first shed of what promises to be quite a collection. Another Jowett Bradford. No shortage of those over here. Little flat twin engines. Ford New Beauty. Even aeroplanes. And we've got a little Morris Minor next to an enormous Delage 1907 de Dion Bouton. That's the Dion that gave us the Dion independent rear suspension. Gosh. Full of spare rims. That's magnificent. It says a 54 Minor, but I would have thought a 54 would have had the later grille myself. MG Magna, a HubMobile. I need to try and find someone who's got an Essex up on North Island. He's covered 1,000,000 miles in it. There's a Minor with the later grille that I'd expect as a Panda car. Another bug-eyed Series E. They all seem to have improved headlamps here. I wonder if they did that for export models. Ford 10. It's quite sweet. Side valve Ford. Or side valve Fords. So I think it was these that gave up their gearbox for the Does Go. HubMobile sedan. Look at that manometer. Lovely. Gosh. 23 horsepower. Surely there must be a typewriter somewhere where it can't really call itself a museum. Another Harding invalid carriage. These things do get around. I obviously sold quite a few of these over here. Impressive. A Fordson light truck. Hillman Minx. Oh gosh, Singer Jr. from 1925. And bullnose Morris Cowley. Right, that's shed one. Oh, all manner of things parked up over there. Proper old tractor. And rather more tractors this way. Fordson powered by a Leopard diesel engine. Wow. Oh, it's a David Brown industrial two-seater. Some very early tractors here. Wow. 1937 case. Yeah, there's the steering box of this one. Very narrow front end. 1928 Heart. Could test my camera in low light. Oh my gosh. What on earth? Is that for grading, you think? Yeah, you can adjust the angle of the grading blades. Man Acker Diesel. 1920 Wallace British. Peterborough tractor. 1926 Twin City. Wow. And restored on steel wheels. Oh, we've turned some lighting on, that's helpful. Gosh, very early. 1913 Universal. Sort of looks like it's got twin engines with twin plugs per cylinder. And yeah, you can drive it on the side. That's quite extraordinary. Let's go and test it up the stairs. Oh, it's warm up here. Oh, there's the typewriters. Thank goodness. Okay. Oh, no wonder it's hot up here. Look, we've got heaters everywhere. Oh, wow. Now I could do with that. Holden identification chart. Ah, so I think an FC Holden is the earliest one I've seen. Maybe an FB. I find it interesting that the order seems to be going backwards. Oh, we won't just disturb them in that corner. Somewhat bigger grader going on there. More in the way of hydraulics. Wow. Do not paint. Blimey. Detroit diesel. I'll make it a two-stroke. Probably does, because superchargers are kind of necessary with two-stroke diesels. Wow. '26 Fordson. God, they're a health and safety nightmare, these old machines, aren't they? Oh, this looks an entertaining yard. The Lance Bulldog, big single cylinder, I think, in those. Wow. David Brown, the Aston Martin fame. Another Twin City. Big old Austin. That's lovely to see. K4 breakdown truck. Wow. I love how it's got wiper spoilers. Nothing old. Oh, Barfield and Perkins roller. Bug-eyed International dozer. Howard DH22. Oh, we've got a few old cars down the back. Let's see what we got hiding down here. I'm certainly packing the exhibits in. Starting handle, that must be exciting. Wow. So we got 1929 Chevrolet. Chevrolets of the 1920s, very popular here. I think they were very hardy vehicles. And this is immediate post-war Vauxhall Wyvern. What year is it? 1950. So unlike the PA Cresta, which I got wrong, these do have camshaft operated wipers. Bit of an oddity. And another little Fordson there. Not looking all that happy, but nonetheless it survives. Many stationary engines and not so stationary ones. And chainsaws and baby locomotives. Oh, fancy having a go? Gosh, it's like the walking wounded here. These are all the ones they haven't got space for, in need of restoration. That's amazing. It sounds like there's yoga going on in that shed. Slightly unexpected. I wasn't expecting yoga. Whoa! The size of this beast. Gosh. Wow. So the drive comes from the back along a separate prop shaft for each front wheel. Blimey. And a Hart Par New Zealand Special. Onto motorbikes. An NZeta. That's intriguing. Villiers, Triumph. An international truck. Oh yes, I think this might be the lineup for me. There's a Holden Monaro GTS, Chrysler Charger, another big old Chevrolet, more than one, and an enormous Daimler DE36. Royal Tour car. Wonder what that did here. It's on the road in 2013. Ah, royal visit. So that would have been when a young Queen Elizabeth II was touring about. Riley RMB. RMB was the bigger engine, I think. He had a 2.5 litre. Wow, Ford Falcon. Bit different to my Fairmont. E-type Vauxhall. That's a Velox, so that's a 6-cylinder. That's an amazing colour. I hope that's coming across. Ford Model T. There in the corner. A pair of them, in fact. And a British Bedford. Quite an early one. Ford Model A. International Safari Wagon. That's quite funky. Enormous Leyland. Built for World War I but was not delivered in time. Worked as a wool wagon. 1914 Dennis. Impressive. Mark 1 Ford Zephyr. Ford's first monocoque in Europe. Triumph Toledo. Austin A55, that's the pickup version of the A50 I drove. Well, A55 is a slightly later version of the A50. Big old Wolseley. 6110, probably. No, it's slightly earlier, 699. MG 1100. Triumph 2500. I'll work out if that's an English No, it is a New Zealand assembled, so it says origin England, but looking at the door cappings, having been informed recently of the differences, that looks like New Zealand wood and vinyl seats. I don't think they had vinyl seats in the UK. Austin Maxi, Rover 3 litre. I think it's a Mark II because it's got quarter lights but not the full chrome trim that the Mark III had. And the Mark I didn't have the quarter lights. And tut tut tut, it's not an Austin, it is actually a Van Pla Princess 3 litre. Most attractive of the big Farinas in my opinion. Love the shape of the grille. Another bug-eyed Morris 8 Series E and a slightly larger Morris 10. But we have another Leyland P76. We got red this time, and what I quite like is they're demonstrating that the boot really can take one of these huge drums. That was a design requirement. It's be interesting getting it over the catch, but there you go, it fits in the boot. Wonder which engine's in this one, because they had either a 4.4 V8 or a 2.6 E series overhead cam 6 and PA Velox there. The Velox is the slightly lower trim level to the Cresta. Gorgeous cars. So this is a facelift one, so it's got the one-piece rear window and more sensible rear lights. But yeah, that's quite nice little collection, I think. So we're in the centre of Geraldine now. It's a funky little town. There is a museum just there, as the sign suggests. There are big coaches. There's also this rather funky looking church, St Andrews. Very strange building, quite old I would say, judging by the state of the doors. But yeah, some unusual architecture. Somehow feels a bit Scottish, in which case St Andrew is probably entirely appropriate. Now Mount Cook is definitely somewhere I want to see, but that's a bit too far away. That's kind of the other side of the country, so we'll see if we can get near Mount Cook on the way back up the other side. Lake Tekapo is meant to be quite something, so I might go and head over there now. I'm a few hours early for my accommodation here in Geraldine. I've done the important business of delivering a key to someone's mother. Don't ask, strange things happen in the world of HubNut, but that was a pleasure to do in exchange for a bit of accommodation. And we'll now swing about, and I think we'll go to Lake Tekapo. In 100, well, it's about 89 kilometers. So if we can cruise at 90 kilometers an hour, it's going to take an hour to get there. Look at lovely views, and then waft back in Betty, the best of them all. This really is quite remarkable. I mean, there's lots of tourists doing all their lovely selfies, but yeah, what a spot. It's really all right here. This seems like an ideal skimming opportunity. Well, that wasn't bad, was it? Well, it's all very impressive, but I'm feeling a bit headachy and crap, so I'm going to head back off to Geraldine. This looks a likely spot. Wow. I don't even know what that is, but it looks awesome. What a remarkable place. Yeah, this is a quite extraordinary place. Blimey. I'm not actually sure what this place is, other than just a collection of the unusual and the amazing. Yeah, I think it's just an art gallery. All manner of stuff. I believe that's one of their cars. Certainly eye-catching. But sadly the coffee wagon is closed, so I'm going to have to push on. Oh, doesn't she look good there? I'm only giving Betty some love because, yeah, this is... I can't carry on like this. Look at the state of this. Must be a serious tracking issue. So the tread over here is okay, but that's utterly gone. So we're chucking the new tyres on, and then this place is going to do an alignment check. Yeah, that is really bad. Down to the canvas. Well, a good old Welsh band plays in the background. I've gone for the new rubber to be fitted on the back, so I've swapped the backs to the front, so I've got more grip at the rear, which, given my inexperience with rear wheel drive, is probably the way to go. And we're going to do an alignment check next, and might check the fluid level because of the flaring issue I've had as well. Alignment test in progress, but it's not looking wrong in a way that would damage the tyres. So either it's been done before, or I know it's had the wheels swapped and those tyres were already wearing in that way. Or it was because of a knackered ball joint that's been replaced, but yeah, we should be alright, hopefully. So as I depart, we'll see if it makes any difference to how the car drives. So the tracking was off. I seem to have a steering wheel which is straight now, so that's an encouraging sign. I've got a lot more grip on the back. I wonder if that'll make a difference, because every time you touch the throttle in this thing it loses traction. It's terrible. Not so much on dry tarmac, if you're on gravel, forget it. So yeah, we've got the alignment done. He's checked the fluid level. He says the fluid level's okay, but he did say the fluid looks crap, so that could well be the issue. Just with that occasional, when she's cold, just complete loss of drive. So there are places in the bigger towns that tend to specialise in just doing gearboxes, and especially just doing gearbox fluid changes. So I think I'm going to limp on and hope she'll get me back up to Picton and therefore Wellington, and then I'm in Wellington for a bit, and we'll see if we can treat her to a bit more love. After all, she's made it this far and it hasn't really got any worse. She did it pretty much the first time I actually drove her on my own, so yeah, not ideal. Right, I need to find some shops because I think I need to buy a delicious pudding. I mean, it's generally a good idea, isn't it? Well, there you have it. That was Geraldine. I've got one more place I want to check out on my way out, but we'll cover that in tomorrow's video. Yeah, there was a nice museum. We've managed to fix the Fairmont even further, so you know, by the time we get back to Auckland it'll be like a brand new car. I have plans, my friends. So before I go, I'll just quickly say memberships are now a thing. If you're on a browser and you look beneath the video, you will see a join option next to subscribe. I have just the one level at $1.99, which allows you to become an official HubNutter rather than just a regular HubNutter. And I'll be doing a monthly behind the scenes vlog and answering your questions as part of that level. Don't worry, I'm not going to go hiding my normal videos behind a paywall. That is not something I want to do in the slightest. It's all about just basically trying to make ends meet while delivering crazy videos from all over the world. That's what I want to do. So I shall say, without further ado, don't forget you can head to the store to buy stuff. That's another way of supporting. Or just like and share the videos. That costs nothing at all. just you know, a few seconds of your time. Like and share, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell.